The year was 1274 BCE. In the lands of Canaan, two great empires stood locked in a struggle for dominance. To the south, the Egyptian Empire, ruled by the mighty pharaoh Ramesses II, sought to expand its influence over the Levant. To the north, the Hittite Empire, led by King Muwatalli II, sought to maintain its grip over the region. At the heart of this conflict stood the city of Kadesh, a strategic stronghold that would determine control of Syria. Both empires knew that the one who held Kadesh would hold the gateway to the Near East. Determined to seize the advantage, Ramesses II set out from Egypt with a vast army. The Egyptian forces were divided into 4 divisions: Amun, Ra, Ta, and Set, each named after a major deity. Ramesses led from the front, commanding his men with confidence. He sought to crush the Hittites in a decisive strike before they could mount a proper defense. However, unknown to him, King Muwatalli had already anticipated the Egyptian advance. From his position near Kadesh, the Hittite ruler devised a cunning trap. As Ramesses approached the city, he received reports that the Hittite army was still far to the north. Confident that he could take Kadesh without much resistance, he pushed forward. But the reports were false. Muwatalli had deliberately fed the Egyptians misinformation. The army, numbering over 30,000 troops and thousands of war chariots, lay hidden behind the city, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Ramesses, believing the enemy was nowhere near, allowed his army to stretch out during the march. His divisions were separated, leaving gaps in their formation. It was then that Muwatalli unleashed his forces. The Hittite chariots, swift and heavily armed, thundered across the plains and smashed into the unsuspecting Egyptian Ra division. The attack was devastating. Egyptian soldiers fell in droves, trampled under the wheels of Hittite war machines. Chaos spread through the ranks as the survivors fled in terror. With the Ra division in disarray, the Hittite chariots turned their sights on Pharaoh Ramses himself. The Amun division, which housed the pharaoh's elite guard, was now the only line of defense. But the ambush had worked. The Egyptians were overwhelmed, their forces scattered. For a brief moment, it seemed as if Ramesses, the divine ruler of Egypt, would meet his end on the battlefield. But then, the tide of battle shifted. Realizing he was on the brink of defeat, Ramesses took matters into his own hands. Mounting his chariot, he led a desperate counterattack. The Egyptian war chariots, lighter and more maneuverable than their Hittite counterparts, struck back with precision. Ramesses and his guards cut through the enemy ranks, throwing the Hittite charioteers into confusion. His personal bravery rallied the scattered Egyptian forces, allowing them to regroup. At the same time, reinforcements from the Ta division arrived, bolstering the Egyptian position. The tide turned against Muwatalli's army. The Hittites, unable to maintain their advantage, began to withdraw. Ramesses, sensing an opportunity, pressed the attack, pushing the Hittites back toward the city. However, with the sun beginning to set and both sides suffering heavy losses, neither could claim a decisive victory. In the aftermath, Ramesses declared the battle a triumph, celebrating his survival as a divine intervention by the gods. He ordered grand inscriptions across Egypt, depicting his heroism at Kadesh. But in reality, the battle ended in a costly stalemate. The Hittites retained control of Kadesh, while Egypt secured its influence over southern Canaan.